And here's what's happening at Ewetopia Farms today. We like, in general, to buy at least 2 sheep at a time. Nowhere else to put them where it's isolated. It's that time of day again. This is Arnie's favorite thing, pretending to be at the show. We just gave him a shot of antibiotics.
They're overwhelming the conversation right now.
Let's get started. We cut that field down yesterday because there is an extremely low risk of rain. And if we look at our rain gauge here, we can see we got almost an inch of rain. It never fails this year. If it says it's going to be a downpour, basically you should cut your hay down because it's not going to rain. But if they say the chance is minimal or not at all, it's going to rain. It's crazy. Okay, first off the bat, water for the 2 Dorset rams. I'll just toss them some fresh hay too. These guys have settled in nicely. This is why we like, in general, to buy at least 2 sheep at a time, because when they're in isolation, like they are right now, it gives them a buddy to hang out with, because sheep are flock animals and they do not like to be alone. So these guys are doing good. I'm not sure on the names of those Dorset rams yet, but I'm kind of leaning towards Lexus and Lincoln. And it's been in my head for a while, so it's probably going to end up staying. And then this guy is L year 2. Now this guy is on his own. Yesterday we had a couple of rams on the other side who we'd been treating for scald, but we had to take them out because Arnie went to the market this morning and he took a load of the Dorset February born lambs, and they were in this pen overnight and now they're gone. So this guy's in total isolation back here with no other sheep. The good thing is that through that window there, he can see a whole bunch of ewes and he can hear them and stuff. But this guy's not friendly at all, and this is a really, really big pen, but we had nowhere else to put him where it's isolated. We normally would have liked to put him in with those Dorsets, but we paid a lot of money for these 3 rams and we don't want to risk fighting, and introducing a new ram is always a risk of fighting, and at the size these guys are, you could be looking at fighting to the death. So breeding season is right around the corner for us. This guy's going to have a whole bunch of ewes and probably the Dorsets too in about 3 to 4 weeks. So he's basically going to probably, we thought we would take him to the coverall to go where the Dorset lambs were, but he is not tame. Like when you go in here, he runs to the back of the pen, and catching him without him injuring himself by running in a pen this big, I'm thinking he may be just safer to stay here until the ewes get put in with him. Yeah. So we'll see what Arnie says, but that's what I'm thinking right now. He doesn't have a name either, so I'm thinking of Luther for him. He kind of looks like a Luther to me. He's so handsome. We're so happy we got him. You guys are very pretty too. How did you guys all get to be so pretty? My goodness. You're lovely. Well, I guess the word is handsome. You're so handsome. Yes, you are. Hi. There you go. You guys are a lot friendlier. As I head over to the coveralls, I'll update you on Aiden. He's still in ICU. They've discovered other complications to his pneumonia and asthma. He's got asthma, which is why they think he reacted so badly to this strain of pneumonia that he got. It started out as pneumonia on one side, went to double pneumonia, but the concern was his oxygen intake was so low. So he's been in there a week now, and I'm guessing he's going to be in there yet another week. He's not responding well to antibiotics, so they're putting him on a whole cocktail of stuff to try get something to lock into the bacteria. It is bacterial, so usually bacterial will respond to some form of antibiotics. But they also discovered a hole in the heart now, which they said can also lead to low oxygen input. So yeah, it's just still a wait and see. And I don't really want to talk about it too much because I don't want to jinx anything. But I will keep you posted. It's that time of day again. We're moving a little slower today because it's extremely humid. Arnie's back from the sales barn, so there's a lot of noise as he feeds some grain to the lambs. And then there was silence. If we can't bring our sheep to the shows, we may as well pretend we're at the shows. This is Arnie's favorite thing, pretending to be at the show. He stands perfect right away without positioning him. That's what we always say you should look for. Because if their legs aren't positioned correctly, they don't stop correctly. So we just gave him a shot of antibiotics because it's really humid, muggy, smoke in the air from forest fires, and he's traveled a long way and been around other sheep, been in trailers, all kinds of stuff. It's a high-risk situation when you bring sheep in at this time of year, especially one that's been through major ordeals like this. So we gave him a dose of long-acting antibiotics, broad spectrum, just to make sure that he doesn't come down with anything. And we're going to leave him in this barn where he can see his group of ewes that he'll be going in with shortly. Some of those he'll be going with, not the Dorsets. And he can look at our rams through the gate. And this pen has actually a really, really nice breeze for him. And this pen also has the big spaces so he won't get his head stuck. Because Arnie's got to fix the head spacing on a few of our pens.
Oh, doesn't like the dog.
Ben, go on now.
Come on, man.
Ben, get out. Get out. Good boy. Get out.
He does have a little raspy lung. Hopefully it's just stress.
Well, if you listen to a lot of our sheep right now, it sounds raspy, but I think it's coming from the nose, not the lung. Because, when the weather's like this, you get a snotty nose. But pretty hard to find a fault on this guy except for the wool. And the wool, I've seen way worse than that.
I would not think the wool was a minute. If the lamb was better than this one and the wool, I'd be quite surprised.
Well, I mean, it goes onto his neck, right? Instead of cutting off and being white. But yeah, no. Seen way worse. Way worse. And wool has no value anymore. Wool counted more in the past. But, of course, when we look for his replacement keepers, we will be trying to select for as white as possible. And we'll try, when we sort his group out, we'll try find the whitest ewes possible as well. Just to stack the deck in his favor. I think Glad might be even a little longer than him still.
He's got more bone than Glad.
Yes, he does. That's good.
I thought the judge said that he didn't have.
Well, on the camera, when you look at him front view, because he's got such a massive chest, it made his legs seem like he might have thin legs, but yeah, no, I wouldn't call them thin legs at all.
And he's the right height too.
Yeah, perfect height. I don't want him any taller, and I don't really want him any smaller. Not a ram.
He's a little fat, eh? So I figure he's gonna lose weight. Eh?
Yeah, he's a show sheep. He's gonna lose weight here. We're a working farm. We cannot feed the amount of feed that the show people feed. We'd be broke if we did that. But the show people have to do that because they want to show off their animals in their best light. And I mean, a skinny or a sheep that needs a little more pounds is nowhere near as attractive as one who's filled out and ready to go.
Right on his toes.
Yeah, perfect legs. He said he was the best legged sheep in the show. And for a heavy ram, it's a good thing, because the heavier the ram, usually the more down they are on their pasterns. We were thinking of calling him Lucifer. What do you think? What do you think? Yeah. Not Lucifer, Luther. Luther.
Kind of a big hole there.
Yeah, all our other rams got in there. I don't see why he wouldn't. But like I said, the worst thing that can happen is that ewe that's flirting with him there gets bred. And he's going to be with those ewes in here for sure, probably anyway. In a few weeks. He has a head like Snappy and a body like the young gladiator.
It's extremely muggy, like honestly. It's almost unbearable. I couldn't imagine being a sheep in this kind of temperatures. Anyways, just doing chores tonight. Second cut's getting borderline out of control. It's not too bad yet, just starting to flower a little bit, so it's not that bad. Waiting for the weather, which is extremely, the worst I've ever seen it actually. So just feeding sheep tonight, and we're gonna get those ewe lambs on this side, trying to get them sheared off because they probably want to get rid of those wool coats, and the rams are all done. And I'll just show you what they look like. Oh, so yeah, I had to do a sales barn run today. It's not my favorite day for that. I don't really care for that too much, but we pulled 6 of them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there, were pulled out. We thought they had a good potential. So these are all our ram lambs right now. So there's a lot of mosquitoes out here, so we grain them a little bit, and those are all the ewes that we want to shear off, hopefully shortly. I think there's easily 100 sitting there. So some of them are sold, but I'm still going to shear them off anyhow, because they probably would do better if the wool's off them. So that's what we're doing right now. Whoop, sorry, I almost slipped there. There's a cat. So still haven't got my skid steer back. So well, I'll actually just feed this barn for 1 second, and I can talk to you in a second, because they're overwhelming the conversation right now. Remember the other day I said I was going to mow down this pasture, the old hay, to let it regrow? Well, you can see. I think you can see the little rolls of hay. Yeah, we got about 2.5 inches of rain on it already. So I'm kind of crossing my fingers that it would disappear. It's going to disappear because I don't want it. I don't want it anymore now. So I'm just going to make a decision whether there's too much to leave or not. Yeah, the grass is coming right up through it. I'm thinking there's a possibility we might just leave it. It might just grow right through it. It's not very thick. It's quite thin. But we'll see what happens with this. If I feel it's going to start hurting the grass, where the grass underneath is turning yellow, I'm probably going to still rake it. And we'll probably just lay the bales along the fence line in the bush line and get rid of them. The whole purpose here is to get it cut off, to get it to regrow. And I don't know if you can see the sky, but it's not looking that friendly tonight either. We're in a severe thunderstorm watch right now. And there, the mower is still sitting right there in the laneway. So yes, every year is different, eh? We've had a lot of water. Luckily, I got all the crops in. I don't know if you can see the corn back there, but it's extremely good. Second cut is booming. We got the first cut off, so it was a real struggle, but we did get it off. But now it's a struggle just to proceed farther into the summer, because I won't dare touch that second cut because it's just humidity is unbelievable, and the heat. And right now, as I stand here, there's not a drop of wind. It's just dead still. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Most of the time, I don't know if you can see that moon up there, right there. Right now, the moon is a little more, the moon's about 60%. So it's about 40% from being a full moon. And I was always brought up, when you have a full moon, the weather will change. You'll have a flip of the weather. So hoping for the best, when that moon goes full, we're going to have a cold snap, I'm thinking. And I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit drier, and we're going to jump in that hay. So I don't know how long. I think it takes about another 4 or 5 days for it to be a full moon. And hopefully the weather turns and we can get moving. But yeah, it's a real struggle right now. And I'm just locking these guys up tonight. And it's hard to believe it, but we're already prepping these sheep to put them with the rams. So right now it's 16th of July, and we most of the time introduce the rams in about the 1st of August. Extremely hot, so I'm not going to cross my fingers on that. But in the past, it's always worked for us. But we'll see how that happens, because we're looking to have Christmas babies, eh? Babies and Christmas. But you can see the sheep are, these are 3 first-time Dorsets right now. They're in fantastic shape. So, and I think there's about 30 first-time Suffocks in here too. So yeah, there's quite a few first-timers in this group. These are all the sheep that go to pasture. About 250 go in the pasture. These are the ones right here that we're just showing off. I'm not going to show you those sheep because it's a little embarrassing. Things got a little bit out of hand with me, and I wasn't looking after them good enough. Nobody's sick, but they got to get some weight on them. Yeah, just I wasn't really paying attention, and I should have been feeding him a little better. So it's my fault, but I will. They'll look great in about 2 weeks from now. And look at that. What do you think? Anybody want a zucchini? Yeah, we can't eat them quick enough. It's too bad. If I had a neighbor that wanted them, I would just give them away. But that's a big zucchini. We had zucchinis for supper tonight, but you can only eat so much of them. I'm thinking these guys would rather stay outside tonight. It's just unbelievable humidity. I said to Lynn, I said, Lynn, the heat is going to be eventually the end of us. I mean, it's nice to get an air-conditioned house, but the people that have to work out in the conditions, in the environment, and the animals are suffering. It is extremely hot. So I got a couple bottle babies here. I better feed them for a second, and I'll talk to you shortly.